Yo, what up, man? So, I've been meaning to do this for a while, and I'm glad I kind of waited because I just got reminded today that this year will be the first year where the NBA is having a play-in tournament um, for, uh, I think, up to like the 10th spot, pretty much. So, I don't know if it's 8 through 10 or um, whatever it is, but pretty much like those last three teams or four teams, one of the two, however it is, get a chance to actually play in order to get into the playoffs. And even though he's not in the talks, and he, I guess technically wouldn't be able to qualify for a regular season because the play-in tournament will be the beginning of the playoffs, or I don't know if it's like a limbo period. Steph Curry is having arguably his best season ever. And the reason is he's putting up extremely similar, almost identical numbers to his unanimous MVP season without the support of Klay Thompson. Okay. The excuse that everyone always used for Steph Curry that, if you're a hooper, you understand it was some BS, anyway, because you just see the effect Steph Curry has on the game of basketball. And again, shout out to all my hoopers, man. Steph Curry is one of very few players that have had an impact on basketball as a whole. Not just NBA basketball, but from top to bottom. That means from NBA to everyday pickup ball. Everyone knew the Jordan effect. Everybody wanted to be Michael Jordan, wear the Jordans, go to the lane and dunk on everybody, fadeaway jumper, all those type things. Next person I can think of, remember, that had that effect would have been Allen Iverson. Everybody wanted to do the AI crossovers. He had the crazy Reebok commercials and stuff. You see people actually do that stuff and wear the big baggy jerseys and the headbands and all these different things. The braids. You had, of course, Shaq, but everybody couldn't be Shaq. But every big guy, Baby Shaq and this that and things like that. Everybody that was big enough wanted to go to the get in the post and dominate like that. Then after Shaq, you had Kobe coming back around. Kobe was like the the 2000s Jordan, and the infamous Kobe. And whenever you take the jumper or do whatever you're doing and things like that. Well, Steph Curry is the latest rendition of that. And notice I didn't say LeBron James because as great as LeBron is, LeBron didn't do anything so exceptionally well or have that effect on the game of basketball from top to bottom as Steph Curry did. Steph Curry literally changed the whole tempo and just from an offensive and defensive standpoint of NBA basketball. And when you get down to the lowest level, everyday pickup ball, everybody stops at the 3-point line. All right. I'm telling you, man, I've seen this going on now for at least, I want to say, 3 years. Last year was kind of a wash because of COVID. Everyone knows, COVID happened and no one's able to get anything did or whatnot, what have you. But, courts and stuff were shut down from the inside. But, man, I'm telling you, before that and even now, the stuff's starting to open back up. Man, you got these kids out here, and then even, the older dudes that are be on a fast break, bro, and they'll stop at the 3-point line to pull a three. All right? Everybody want to shoot from the logo. Everybody want to shoot from half court, show their range and all these different things. But let me get back on track because I don't want to make this too long. But Steph Curry is having one of the greatest seasons ever, despite not having another top 5 all-time shooter on his team. Steph Curry can play at every level of offense. Every level. Okay, he can give you any and everything you need from an offensive standpoint. His steals and things are down, but because, of course, he has to do more of the offensive load, and it's just a lot more different things. But this man is getting double teamed. He's getting ran off on the screens, getting hedged, He's getting played more physical, and he's still able to put up the numbers he's able to put up, man. And it is scary. Steph Curry is a nightmare and just downright unguardable. Again, off the dribble, off the screen, spot up shooter, mid range, penetration, handle, any spot on the floor, man. The dude can literally do it all. And his stats, again, and if they make it to the 8th seed, especially, he's undoubtedly, he should be, well, and I know it's not going to happen because he already has 2 MVPs, but this is what gets funny. Like, whenever you see, and people talk about the record of the team, and this is why Kobe got robbed of the first MVP he should have got. The second one that they gave it to Steve Nash was simply because his team had the 8th seed. But at the same time, like I said, if you look at what that team he carried to the playoffs, man, and the numbers he was put up for that year, it was just crazy. And what proved that is when they gave Russell Westbrook the MVP, he got his team in as an 8th seed when they had the triple-double. Now, I understand the triple-double thing was significant then because it was the first time since Oscar Robertson they did it, something like 60 years, or however many years ago it was. So it was significant. It was historical. But at the same time, like I said, if you're looking at the impact of a player, and especially as shorthanded as the Warriors have been, with Klay Thompson being out, and just the whole structure of that team, bro. Like, the next best player on the team is Draymond Green, bro. I mean, you got James Wiseman. He started out promising, but I think he's hurt right now. He got injured. I think it was ankle or some type of leg injury. Then you got what's the dude's name? I can't think of his name. He played for Phoenix last year, light skinned cat with the Kelly Oubre is there now. And again, like I said, he's always been like a streaky guy, nothing consistent or too spectacular. So again, the cast he has, the way teams are scheming for him defensively, and he's still been able to overcome that. And I think he's on 10 games now, 10 straight 30-point games. And the historic game he had when he took the record for having as the lead scorer of the Warriors all time. Not to mention, he just had another night where he hit 11 threes, and Steve Kerr didn't let him go back in the game so he could hit the 12th three and break Clay's record. Yeah, man, it's just so many things that Steph Curry is doing. And a lot of people, man, especially these older cats, just being so disrespectful. Shout out to Dr. Anwar Dunbar. I was over on his panel having a basketball discussion, and dudes were actually saying that Steph Curry wasn't going to be even as great as his dad was, Dale Curry, or what were they saying? They were like John Paxson, and bringing up all these mediocre players, man. Like, again, a guy that have been voted by players and sports pundits as one of the most impactful players to ever play the game of basketball, they're saying is not an all generation type player. Come on, man, stop it. No matter where you put Steph Curry at any time, you put him in a time machine and stick him in any era of the NBA, he's gonna dominate. Because again, if you move him earlier, there are literally gonna be people picking their ankles and kneecaps up off of the court because they've never seen a handle like that. Nobody in the 80s had a Steph Curry handle, right? Steph Curry and Kyrie Irving, like I said, if you could put those guys back in the 80s, man, they would literally get like probably carry calls or travel calls just with the crazy stuff they do with a basketball. So, and if you don't, then like you said, nobody's going to be able to stay in front of them, okay? You're not going to be able to stay in front of them. And even if you do stay in front of them, again, all they need is a little bit. All Steph needs is a little bit of room off that screen, man. 3 of the best screen runners I've ever seen are, again, Steph Curry, Reggie Miller, and Rip Hamilton. Nobody runs screens better than those guys. And if they get a little bit of daylight, man, it's going in there every time. So the crazy part about the season Steph Curry is having, man, this is definitely MVP season. And furthermore, I like Steph Curry's odds over anybody. All right. I like what he's doing right now in a play-in tournament and to get in the playoffs. I'm not really sure what they'd be able to do in a 7-game series as an AC going up against either Denver or I think Utah. I don't think he'd be able to do too much damage there with just him, Draymond, and everybody else. There were talks of Clay coming back, but that's pretty much all but over. They haven't given any more further updates as far as his Achilles progress and things. So that's pretty much a foregone conclusion that he's out for the rest of the year. And as good as Steph is, man, I don't think he'll be able to overcome that whoever the number one seed is. Even though I think he will be putting up some great performances in the playoffs, but he definitely, if he was able to do that and pull that was the Warriors, the B Diddy, Baron Davis Warriors that beat the number one seed Dallas Mavericks. So you know what? That would be crazy if somehow they're either the A seed or they get in through the play-in tournament, however it is, and the Warriors were to unrest and upset the number one seed playoff team. That would be kind of crazy. But furthermore, man, like I said, I just wanted to make this video. It's been long overdue to point out to what we're seeing this year from Steph Curry. He should definitely be in the MVP discussion. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Despite the record of his team, again, man, just from a performance standpoint and his team even having a chance to be where they are, he's more valuable than any of the other MVP guys, whether it be Embiid, whether it be Jokic, whether it be any of the other people. But again, because he's already had 2 MVPs, especially one of them being unanimous, he pretty much has no shot whatsoever or consideration for MVP this season. Furthermore, like I said, with his team having the record that it's having. But if you look at it from the metrics and statistics and just the impact he's having on the game and that he's had on the game for at least, I'll say, 2015 when they won the first championship, man. I mean, there's no doubt about it. Steph Curry is a basketball god of sorts, and this dude will go down as one of the top, maybe not the top 10, but definitely one of the top 15 greatest players of all time. Like I said, I was having this discussion the other day. It's like, as good as Isaiah Thomas is, and Isaiah Thomas is an all-time NBA great point guard, Steph Curry is better than Isaiah Thomas is as a point guard. And again, he's proven it this season. This season takes away any excuses for Steph Curry's success. Okay? It just does. He doesn't have the help from Clay. He doesn't have Durant with him. He doesn't have anybody other to take the pressure off of him but him. And he's dominating the game at this level. And like I said, the focus and all these different things, bro. And it's just it's a beautiful thing to watch, man. This is the art of basketball. This is the mastery of the craft of shooting. And again, bro, all my hoopers, you know what you're looking at, man. It's honestly a beautiful thing. And just hopefully, bro, like I said, even though he probably won't get the MVP this year, he will definitely be remembered and pretty much put a stamp on his legacy this season, no matter what the outcome is. You can no longer give any excuse or any of things for his individual success as a player, because all those excuses have been removed. And he's still able to dominate at the level he is being pretty much a one man band. So appreciate you for taking the time out to listen, man. That's that on that one. I'll catch you on the next one.